Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Angel Rated Show. I'm Angela Bryant, and with me today I have Alexis Perry. Alexis is the owner and founder of Mountain Cane Media, who specialise in strategic business planning and digital marketing services. So, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's so good to have you. Do you want to just start telling everyone a bit about your business and how it's got started?
Yeah, I'd love to. I once upon a time was an art teacher and gave that a go and decided it wasn't for me. I love teaching and I love art, but I just needed to kind of reevaluate my own strategic business plan. And I decided to take my art and create art workshops for the elderly in nursing homes in my community. And I did that for a really long time and just loved it. And in doing that, I learned a lot about digital marketing because I was marketing myself. I found myself to be the accidental entrepreneur, just giving it a go, right? And so then, a learner of life and a teacher by nature, I took a whole bunch of digital marketing courses and then found social media and decided to branch off into that direction and learn about business. And so Mountain Cane Media was born. I live in the Roanoke Valley in Virginia in the States, and we have the Appalachian Mountains running along us. And I love hiking and mountains, and so that is the influence for my business. And here we are.
So, where do you want your business to go over the next 5 or 10 years? Where's it heading?
Yeah, I love that question. I've been doing this a few years, and I feel like business years could be comparable to dog years. You learn so much in a short amount of time. Business really pivots, right? As you are doing and learning and failing and growing from all of those attempts. And I have found my space in the content repurposing realm. So I've learned that I do have an art background that translates nicely to the digital space, but I really love operations, and content repurposing is so much an operation. It is like a formula, a unique formula for each business. And when you learn a business's mission or vision, then you can take all the content that they have previously created and make a strategy to promote any current offers. And so that is my focus now. And I really hope to make a name for myself in the content repurposing space.
Wow, that's definitely a very important area that people, really struggle with, and it's one of those areas where you can save so much time if you know what you're doing and
Right.
not starting from scratch every single time.
Right. We don't have time for that.
Definitely not, definitely not. So what is it that, I mean, you talked about mission and vision of your clients then. What about the mission and vision for Mountain Cane Media? What does that look like?
Okay. Yes, I love that. My mission is to work with, I haven't found all of these people yet. I'm still seeking them, but I'd really love to work with agencies or CEOs or creatives that are in a service-based realm. I'm worried about climate change and sustainability, and I have brown children and a brown husband. So I would like to make an impact in some of these, um, equality realms, and just be a really good role model for my children and family. And so I'm seeking companies that are impact driven and making a difference there, because I know that I can be part of promoting their message, right? Joining hands, locking arms, you have a louder voice. So that's my mission. But my vision, I really stumbled with this question. I had to think of my vision in two different realms, a personal vision and a professional vision, because they feed each other, right? I have a lifestyle business and personal goals. So professionally, I hope to create, I'm well on the way, but a really thriving business that's, solid and strong. And then I'd love to live in a fifth wheel of sorts or some sort of RV for a little while personally. And I homeschool and I would have a remote business and I would love to just travel the US for a little bit with my kids. So I got a reason why. I'm on the way there.
Yeah, and that makes bringing it back to the personal and the family makes it so much stronger and so much easier to sort of pull you forwards, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My kids are growing quick too, So
they have a tendency to do that, I've heard.
They do. They do.
So there's obviously bringing together that sort of business and family. Before we were recording, we were talking about your value system and how important that is to you and how that comes into all aspects of your business. So do you want to just talk a bit about this? Because obviously, for anyone who's just listening, you're Muslim, you're wearing a headscarf. Do you want to, and just talk us through how that impacts your business and how that means you do business differently?
Yeah, I love that. So I took this great course. It was a director of operations course by Natalie Gingrich, and it was wonderful. It was transformational for me. And the mission, vision, values, I didn't come from corporate, and so I never had to actually write a mission statement, right? But she gave us this homework, and I love homework. And so I really dove into that and thought about what my values were. And that also meant what my boundaries were and who I wanted to work with or who I wanted to repel. And it was so empowering for me just to be able to make those kind of decisions as you meet. The beauty of the online space is you can meet people from anywhere and everywhere and create relationships with them, right? So that was really transformational. But as a Muslim woman, I don't do photos, and the digital marketing space is full of personal photos, right? And so that was something that was really, and sometimes can still be challenging. But when I first entered this space, it was really very hard for me because all my coaches said, do the photos. And so I had to figure a way to fit, business into my life and not the other way around. And so that means making personal connections, doing podcasts, doing some video and getting out of my bubble, and I do a lot of coffee chats. And these coffee chats are just 20-minute chats to get to know people in my peer group. And there's not an intention of selling, and it's just a connection and networking for however the cookie may crumble in life, right? As you do business together. So
it's so interesting that everyone has that assumption that you have to have your face everywhere, and that's what there's only one way of doing this. We have to be out there, we have to be on social media, we have to build that know like trust factor, we have to plaster our faces everywhere. And I hate it as well. I hate for different reasons, but I just don't particularly enjoy doing that sort of thing and being that front and center of a brand. But obviously there is no one way of doing things. There are thousands of different ways of doing things. So you're very much fitting this to meet your values and what's important to you.
Yes, exactly. And it can be done. I'm here in my dining room. I don't have photos of me on the internet, and I'm doing it and it's working, and I'm making great connections, and I'm still constantly checking in with what my value system is to make sure that my values meet my mission and vision, and I'm in alignment with myself, and therefore I can find clients who I would be in alignment with.
So tell us more about some of those values.
Oh, okay. Let me pull that up because I can't remember all the things, but I did this great homework and I wrote it down because you got to do that. All right. So I know that I put this on my about page because I wanted to share that with the world. If they come to my website, I don't have the photos there, but you can learn more about me for sure. So some of my great values are I value autonomy and trust, and I expect you to respect my expertise, but also to contribute to it, because we're a team. Whoever you partner with in business and in life, it should be team collaborative effort, right? I expect open mindedness to diverse backgrounds, religion, and race, and inclusivity is an essential, which speaks to my heart because I have a diverse family, and I just want respect in that. So, um, grounding in strategic purpose, we value realistic expectations and attainable results. Because sometimes we have to bring ourselves back down, and small steps forward can equal great leaps of success, right? But it's that constant repetition to get there. So, all right, and I'll share two more with you. We prioritize consistent strategic improvement in all we do every day. Back to those small steps forward. And I believe that business operations and marketing is a system, a science, and an art. So
It's a really nice mixture of some things that are very specific to sort of business, how you go about creating your business and working with clients. And some of it is much sort of those bigger issues about how you see the world and how you want to experience the world, and the sorts of values that people need to have if they want to work with you.
right, yes. And some of my beliefs and just warmness. For sure.
So tell me, what keeps you awake at night? What are the big issues that you worry about?
Oh, okay. So I never turn my brain off for business, and I'm always thinking about repurposing my own content. But that's a business brain, right? Big issues that keep me awake at night are my children and supporting them and modeling entrepreneurship for them or for whatever they want to do. And then the braces or broken arms or things that are coming, right? Or what they will be when they grow up, and how I will support them in their own journeys, and holding hands but letting go, and that that balance there. So, and I worry about that. I worry that they're how they will deal with opinions or hate from others that they encounter in the world, and being strong and confident in their own value system, and through all of it that they will encounter. So those are big worries on my mom's shoulders that I can't linger on, and just live life and cross those bridges when we get there.
Absolutely. And it's so, I think all mums obviously worry about their children and how they're going to, the world they're growing up in and how they're going to deal with it. And you mentioned sustainability earlier as well. So I assume you've got quite a strong environmental passion as well that comes alongside that.
We do, yeah. So my kids actually are homeschool, but we go to forest school here. So they are outside, rain or shine, all day, regardless of weather, temperature, and they just play. And we live in such a beautiful area that want them to be immersed in nature and learn so much from it. And that's part of the reason that I want to do traveling with them, because I want them to see this beautiful country we live in, and learn to take care of it and promote that message as well.
Yeah, really, really important. So tell me a bit more about how does your business do anything to sort of give back or support different communities, or to give back through charity or scholarships or anything like that? Is there anything that you can offer through your business?
Yeah, actually, I'm working on something like that. So I have a process that I do with business owners called strategic mapping. And what it is taking and determining your mission, vision, and values, and then all the things that business and owners and visionaries want to do, and putting that in sort of a roadmap for an annual plan, and then condensing it into actual action steps for completion, and breaking that up into different quarters and months to actually achieve these goals. And I'm working on creating a scholarship for that service so I can offer that to different business owners and help them reach some of their own mission and vision and dreams there.
So, what sort of business owners would you like to offer that out to?
Yeah, back to my own mission statement and people who I hope to work with. I'd love to work with people who are working hard for environmental change or for social and civil impact organizations.
Yeah, fantastic. It sounds really, yeah, absolutely so important. And it's so good to be when you can sort of give back and support others that you believe in and help lift them up as well, because the knock on effect of that is fantastic.
Yes.
So let's come back to your business. I'm intrigued by this name. You mentioned your local mountains, but
Yes.
so Mountain Cane Media, where does that come from?
So my husband has this beautiful hand carved walking stick, and we have it mounted above our closet, just in these racks, if you will, and more just for display. That one we don't actually hike with. And when I was establishing my business, like, oh, I need to name it something. And I didn't want to name it after me, Alexis Perry Media. I wanted it for room for growth and pivot. And so we just started brainstorming all sorts of names. And I love the mountains, and Mountain Cane Media had a nice ring to it. I enjoy alliteration, and it's close. And it was available on the internet. And I'm like, oh, the .com is there. So
As
so
good a
that's
reason as any.
right. So it does have a place in my heart there, and we just it was like a let's choose it and go, right, and not something to linger on too much.
Yes. Yes. I think we can all get too much in our heads trying to come up with the perfect answer and the perfect name when we should just keep moving forwards and, yeah, taking that next step, as you said, those small steps.
Right.
So, coming on to something a bit, lighter or less business focused, tell us something about where you met your partner, your husband.
Sure. He's my high school sweetheart, and we, high school, but it's such a learning time of life, and a season where younger relationships, and then we parted ways after high school, and both went on to have other relationships, and then came back together a decade later and got married, and here we are.
That's so sweet. High school, you never expect them to work, but I think, yeah, it's so nice when, especially if you then, yeah, grown separately and then come back together again. That's really nice. That's so
Right, I
lovely.
know.
And what about hobbies? Any interesting hobbies that we need to know about?
Sure. Yes, I love to do some painting, and sadly, I don't do it nearly as often as I'd like. But painting is something I enjoy, and hiking. And we've recently taken up kayaking and camping in a tent. I camped on the ground in a tent for the first time ever, and I can tell that. I am in my 30s, and it doesn't feel as comfortable to sleep on the ground, but I'll buy a cot and it'll be a whole different experience next time. It was beautiful.
It's so nice that being able to wake up and open a tent and just be in nature is such
Oh
a
yeah,
lovely experience.
it was wonderful, and the kids really love it. So I'm hoping we do a lot of these outdoor things now, and then they'll enjoy it as they grow and do it on their own if it's something that they really have a keen eye for. So
yeah, absolutely. So before we start to wrap up, is there anything else about your sort of approach to life, your worldview, or anything else about your business that you'd like to share?
yeah, I think when I said small steps forward, that's advice that I'd give to others, and that I need to remember my own self, right? That I'm doing this, and so many business owners, we are scared in things that we do, or we are just overwhelmed with perfectionism, and really just doing things and taking action, and learning from that action that we take it's what's going to make a difference. And I'm going to remember that, and I hope you do too.
Fantastic. Yes, I think we all need to hear that reminder, don't we? So let everyone know, where can they find you? Where's the best place to connect with you?
Please find me. My website is mountaincanemedia.com, or I do have a small Facebook group. It is the CEO Summit Climb Group.com, and that will redirect you to the Facebook group.
Fantastic.
So I'd love for you to join me there and just continue the conversation.
And I guess if anyone wants to have a coffee chat with you, then you are very open to that and getting to know people face to face.
I am. I quite enjoy it. It really has made the internet world a bit smaller and beautiful.
Absolutely. Right. Well, I think I can hear the children in the background, so I think they're probably getting to the end of their quiet time. So let's wrap up there. Thank you so much for joining us, Alexis. It's been so interesting.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank
really
you.
Lovely to get to know you and your business and a bit more about where you're coming from and what drives you. So to read the show notes from this episode, you can go to angelrated.com/podcast. And if you enjoyed this episode, obviously I'd love you to subscribe to the show and leave a review on your favourite podcast platform. And yes, don't forget to share this episode with your online business friends and anyone who might need the help of Mountain Cane Media.